Tormenta FC has fallen back down to earth after their huge winning streak, losing 2 in a row. Meanwhile, North Carolina FC have just found out what it's like to win last weekend. Welcome everybody to this matchup at Irk Russell Park, brought to you by Durance Lane. Durance Lane is proud to be the official car dealership of Tormenta FC. Durance Lane is located on US 280 in Claxton. Hello everybody, my name is Mark Schoenster. Welcome to this matchup here today in Statesboro, Georgia. It's going to be an exciting affair between South Georgia Tormenta FC and North Carolina FC as we look at where they're both sitting in the standings. Both looking outside of the playoff spots right now, but both of them still have a wealth of games to play before everything is said and done. South Georgia Tormenta looking to get into their half-season break. Meanwhile, North Carolina FC still has a lot of games in hand when it comes to the rest of the league, and they just found their first win, and they're getting healthier as each day goes by. And today is a huge day for them because of some returning faces in their roster. But let's take a look at our player to watch today, brought to you by Davis Marketing. Pablo Jara, just a couple saves shy of 150 career League One saves, which would make him the second to do so in League One history. He is 146 at this moment, so 4 saves would hit that 150 save match. So let's take a look at what happened last weekend. It was on Friday at home at Wake Med Soccer Park. North Carolina FC were up against the Richmond Kickers and were desperate to find their first 3 points of the season. And it did not start off well. Emiliano Terzaghi getting a goal here off the pass from Ivan Magalhaes. But then the second half came in and North Carolina came bouncing back. Max Flick getting his second goal of the season. It's 2 games in a row that the defenseman has scored. And then here is a wonderful goal from JT Kamara. Just a curling effort, perfect placement, and North Carolina FC, despite some late game drama, were able to get out with the win in their first 3 points of the season. So it's going to be a great matchup between these two sides. South Georgia Tormenta looking for their first win after 2 straight losses. North Carolina FC looking to make it 2 straight here. You're not going to want to miss this action right here on ESPN+. Lineups and kickoff coming up next.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System, we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
Why contact a marketing agency?
Is it to see this guy scribble on a whiteboard or to listen to the ins and outs of marketing?
Or is it to partner with a group of creatives who will connect you to them and grow your brand?
Here, we join with you to push your business to new heights.
It's not about the us, but about the us and how we can get your brand out there and connect and become their favorite.
We are the planners, doers, designers, and engagers who cut the crap and just make it happen.
We are Davis Creative Group.
At my age, where I'm at now, my children at their age, what I love about fishing now is the time that I get to spend with my children. It's just great to know that when I get into a Silverado, that I don't have to worry about, am I going to make it? Is it going to pull this? There's no doubt, there's no question in my mind. It's going to do everything I need to do. To go spend the quality time that I want to, enjoy that experience, because once it's gone, it's gone. What I love now is being able to watch my children enjoy something that I've loved doing all my life. And we can just enjoy each other. Kyle Durance Chevrolet provides us these experiences that we get to go on as a family.
Welcome back to Statesboro. It's South Georgia Tormenta FC versus North Carolina FC, brought to you by Davis Marketing. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here for Tormenta FC here as we take a look South at Georgia Tormenta, what they've been doing here. It's pretty much the same formation they were playing on Wednesday, but Nico Callahan is on the bench for the first time this season, which means Marco Micheletto is the only man who has started every single game this season for Tormenta. Also, just take a peek at Rodney Michael at the top, starting once again after making his first start on Wednesday, got his first professional goal. And then taking O'Callahan's spot is Stefan Muller. Now let's take a look at what North Carolina FC is doing. At the top of the formation is Cole Frame. He earned the starting spot for the second time this season, according to John Bradford. But I really think the story here is looking at who is on the bench. You may recognize some of those names. Nazmi Al-Badawi, Robbie Cristo, as well as Malik Hamilton are all returning after being injured for the majority of the season between the three of them. So just a huge returning for North Carolina FC to get these kind of guys back on the bench and back into their rotation. Just some experienced players who have been able to, bring some experience to this very green lineup that North Carolina FC has been running with this entire season. The whistle's blown, the ball's been kicked off, and it's Tormenta FC versus North Carolina FC here in Statesboro. Meyer Benjamin, our head official here today. My name is Mark Schoenster. Looking forward to calling the action for you here. Both teams trying to find some rhythm here around midseason. Tormenta about to go into a break. They'd like to go into that with 3 points. Meanwhile, North Carolina FC trying to build off the steam and momentum they had going into their first win of the season. Here's Marco Micheletto. Now the only player left for Tormenta that has started every single game this season, so game number 14, which means for the first half of the season, he has played in every single matchup. Tormenta Nation, your next game is on July 24th. Be there in person for family night. Order your tickets today at tormentafc.com. But of course, you got 90 minutes here to worry about against a formidable foe in North Carolina FC. Really haven't been a team that has been blown out in any state of manner. Just a team that has been struggling to find a win up until last Friday. And then on the Tormenta side of things, talking to Ian Cameron, the head coach for Tormenta, he said that, they're frustrated with the last two results, given the fact they're on a 2-game losing skid. And he said that when we've seen through the film that we're creating more and better chances than the opposition. So we're determined to match performances with the goals we feel are coming. The part that we are determined to improve on come Sunday is that in general is the finishing. They just got to be more clinical in the final third. They're creating the chances. They just need to put them in the back of the net. Damian Loss, the keeper for North Carolina FC today, making his second appearance for North Carolina FC. And there's Stefan Muller, making his second start of the season, his 5th appearance of the year. He does have a goal to his name, though. One of the many defensemen for Tormenta that have scored. This one make its way back to Damian Loss. Let's take a look at the blueprint of the game brought to you by Hampton Inn. So first off, for Tormenta, set piece opportunities are going to be huge. Another aspect to them is just the fact that, they got to be ruthless in that final third so that can come through with set pieces through run of play. Meanwhile, for North Carolina FC, they were able to find 2 goals in their last affair, so they need to keep building off of what they're doing with those final passes in the attacking third to make things happen. As here's Tormenta coming into the 18. Feltian passes it to the top. Here's Micheletto, and oh my goodness, a skied ball there from Marco Micheletto. He's going to want that one back. Let's take a look at that one again. A good ball to Luca Meyer-Feltian. He gets it into the 18. And that one may have gotten deflected, and Micheletto that's one that keeps you up at night. Could have come onto the board early here for Tormenta. That's a prime spot for any striker. Marco Micheletto hasn't been prone to missing goals in the past. He's already got 4 this season. So definitely an anomaly for the home side. to win the ball back here. Like I mentioned before, North Carolina got their first win of the year against Richmond last weekend. And talking to John Bradford, the head coach, who obviously you would think is in a good mood. He's in a good mood for more reasons than just that, though, as we'll elaborate more throughout this game. But talking about that Richmond affair, he said that we really had to believe in ourselves and in the process throughout this season. As this ball gets chipped to the 18 and will be headed towards goal, but as a measure to assure safety as we get our first corner kick of the game. Tormenta powering through early. But talking to John Bradford, he said that they've had to believe in the process and believe in themselves despite the results not coming to them. And now they finally got what they deserved with the win just this past Friday. I don't think anybody was underestimating North Carolina FC even before that game, because they really haven't been outplayed to the fullest all season, as that corner kick is just gifted to JT Kamara, the player of the week from last week. This ball will be sent forward for Cole Frame, a kid who's really developed as a striker since the season has begun. And there's Pablo Jara, the player to watch here today. We'll keep track to see if he reaches 150 here in today's match. Only had 2 saves on Wednesday. We'll see if North Carolina challenges them more. Here's Liotti. His cross will get deflected out, and it looks like we'll have a second corner kick here for Tormenta. Luca Meyerfeltian will make his way over to that corner to see if he can put in a better ball than the first one. Tormenta attacking frequently early. Meyerfeltian's cross comes in. It's a little better. Phelps' header goes over the crossbar. Josh Phelps can play as a center back, but also can play up top, so he's familiar with getting the ball around his head to knock it towards goal, and this one just goes just over the crossbar. And Damian Loss, the keeper for North Carolina FC, is indignant with just how open a guy who is 6'4" is doing in the middle of the 18, just at the top of the 6. That is a bad look for your defense. You're going to have to adjust that for the next corner kick. You can't let a guy like that open. You won't let too many of those slip by. Pearson's ball goes over to the right, looking for Cole Frame. Frame has some space. He'll progress forward. Still has it. It's Cole Frame. This ball comes swinging in. It's still scrambling around, and it's cleared away. Some end-to-end action here early in Statesboro. Both teams putting their foot on the gas. It's the first time these two teams have met. North Carolina FC, of course, their first season in League One. This is the first time they really ever played. They'll knock this one around, looking to see if they can hold some offensive possession. And Kamara is able to draw the foul on Abuchi Obinwa. Now let's take a look at our injury report, brought to you by Optum Health. Optum Orthopedics and Optum Health Systems are the official health providers of Tormenta. If you're North Carolina FC, here's the big one. It's the first time they can read that and have a sigh of relief on their faces. So many players who have been hurt all year or almost the entire year are finally back and are going to be able to find their ways into this game, I would anticipate. Robert Christo only played the first 2 games of the season. Malik Hamilton played about a minute. And then Nazmi Abadawi, maybe the most important of them, the captain going into the season, hasn't been able to play a game yet. So huge, huge news for North Carolina FC. And when I talked about John Bradford being in a good mood when we spoke with him this week, yes, getting your first win is one reason why, but I think even the bigger reason is, and he said it, we're healthy. We were in practice, and everyone got to practice, and I've never smiled so much at practices so far this season until, you have all the guys all contributing on the pitch. And that's just huge, especially for a program that has definitely had not the most ideal start to their first season in League One. to such key players, too. As this ball's thread through to Liotti. Liotti cannot get to it first, though. Damian Loss will fall on it. Damian Loss, 19-year-old keeper, as we take a look at this one again. I'll see if they can test him. Not the seasoned guy that Jake McGuire is, who will be riding on the bench here today. Meanwhile, on the Tormenta side, they did play just on Wednesday against Toronto here at Statesboro. They were not able to get the win. They lost 2-1 after going 2-0 down. It was a 4-game series with the guys, so I'm sure that they're all happy to be playing a new face here in North Carolina FC. But on that matchup with Toronto, Ian Cameron said that Mike Munoz and Toronto FC2 made adjustments and that they were a compliment because it showed that even a team like Toronto, who are stacked with talent and had 4 MLS players play in that Wednesday affair, felt they had to adjust their formation as Tormenta is on the attack once again. Here's Obinwa. Obinwa tries to take a shot, and it goes off of, I believe, Pearson for yet another corner kick for Tormenta. Abuchi Obinwa, not a guy to score a lot of goals, doesn't have one this season, playing in that 6 role where he's just at the core of the formation. So a rare sighting, to say the least, for him to try and take one himself. Here's Luca Meyer-Feltian. The low ball tries to get flicked in, trying to get a little bit creative here with Rodney Michael. But you have to reset, take 2 for them. This one goes in again. It's knocked away this time by, I believe it was Peter Pearson. Second ball is taken down, though. Here's Liotti. He chips this one in, looking for Eckenrode, and it goes into the hands of Damian Loss. Lars Eckenrode, another one of those defenders who has the capability of scoring in the air. So we take a look at this one again, and he was able to make contact, but not too challenging for Damian Loss. Damian Loss out here doing what he has to do. Keep the clean sheet thus far. Nothing all too challenging just yet, but Tormenta definitely applying some heat to this matchup early. Talking to Ian Cameron, his main thoughts about that Toronto game kind of applied to the bigger picture on this little skid they're on, and it's that it's frustrating that they weren't able to get a result because they had 9 shots on target to Toronto's 4, and that you've got to get a result when you have advantages like that. You've got to be more clinical, a little more unforgiving. And now they're up against a North Carolina FC team. But Ian Cameron said that, you know, they're coming off their first win last week, and they'll arrive to Statesboro with a lot of confidence. And although Tormenta has gotten off on the right foot here, you can definitely see that North Carolina FC is definitely not afraid of their opponents. And he said that they're going to come with that confidence in their ability and, frankly, with fresher legs given the fact that they didn't have to play on Wednesday. He said, but it's a challenge that we're excited to have, and we look forward to what this is the first matchup in a 2-game series with them this season. Another phrase maybe unfamiliar to Tormenta fans with that grueling 4-game stretch with Toronto that we just recently talked about, just having to play 2 games with North Carolina this season, at least in the regular season. You never know come November who you'll have to match up with again should you make the playoffs. There's Nelson Martinez, the right back for North Carolina FC. And that one will miss Luis Arriaga and will roll back to the back line for Tormenta. Toledo is able to find Muller. Stefan Muller. He'll give it back. Obinwa. And there's Josh Phelps, mentioned earlier, as a guy who can play at center back or a guy who could play up top. A versatile player. This one swings in looking for Liotti, but that's not going to get past Malik and by. Thorne trying to force another corner kick here, but that one didn't have enough pace behind it before it got cleared out. Didn't have enough pace to rush to the goal line. So team full of confidence, North Carolina FC. That's what Ian Cameron saw in the visitors. Meanwhile, from the flip side, John Bradford looked at Tormenta and said that it's interesting they both mentioned the Wednesday fixture. He said, we have no sympathies for their quick turnaround. Everyone's got their problems, and we expect a team to play at 100%. And he mentioned that there's been times in the past where he's assumed that if teams they've been up against, and it's just flat out false. Teams are able to turn around quickly and give it their all in a short window, and so it's just not a safe assumption to make when maybe you have an advantage like that, or at least an apparent advantage. And he mentioned that when looking at Tormenta, he said that they're very possession-based, and he likes their pace. And he says they're great at pressing and defending, and quite frankly, he likes how they play. He said they do a lot of things that I like. So John Bradford, a lot of nice things to say about Ian Cameron's crew. So definitely respect here between both these head coaches going into this matchup. Here's Pekka, one of the only veterans who's been able to play so far this season for North Carolina, but he's about to be joined by a lot of them, I would imagine, in the second half. And that look for Cole Frame will be escorted out by Stefan Muller. Pablo Jara has not had to get challenged yet here up to this point. Here's Lukemeyer-Feltian, outright. That ball will get deflected out, and it'll be a corner kick. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Another corner kick for the home side. This one swings in, dealt with nicely by the backline for North Carolina. JT Kamara able to keep this one down. A foot race between Cole Frame and Kobe Perez will be won by the home side. Tormenta definitely have had the better of the possession up to this point in this game. And just like John Bradford said, their team that likes to hold possession. For the most part, it's been productive possession as well. You never just want to have pointless possession of the ball. You're knocking it with your back line. They've been moving forward and have created some chances already early in this affair. Here's Meyer-Feltian. Gives it to Rodney Michael. Scored his first professional goal, and now he'll draw a foul here. Scored it on Wednesday, Rodney Michael. As we take a look at the foul he just drew, gets the ball, and then just a misplaced challenge from Pekka. know, this is a team that can definitely do some good things on set pieces, especially when you've got a guy like Luka Maifeltine, who's already proven that he can do some great things with the ball at his feet from a dead spot. This one comes swinging in, and nobody's there for it. Damian Loss easily collected by the keeper. And then he'll distribute it accordingly. North Carolina FC. See if they can move the ball forward at all. Tormenta applying some pressure, and it's definitely causing some hasty decisions from this young North Carolina side, and as a result, they give the ball right back to the home team. Well, coming into this final stretch before a bit of a break for Tormenta, they've got 11 days off after this before they go to CHI Memorial Stadium to play the Chattanooga Red Wolves. They had the game on Wednesday and the game today, and Ian Cameron was talking about how he really wanted to see if he could get 6 points going into the break and how these were two massive games. So after losing the first one, I asked him is there any more added pressure to the game here today since you weren't able to get 3 on Wednesday, and he said that I wouldn't say there's extra pressure. We want to win each game we play, so I've never seen any great merit in stressing that we have to win any individual game more than others. So definitely just a game-by-game mentality. Every game's important, so why bother trying to make one seem bigger than others? I can totally respect that perspective of things. This ball swings in, looking for frame. Not the worst ball. It's a good idea from North Carolina. But in this case, nothing will come of it. Tormenta will progress it forward once again. Nearly tapped away by Peter Pearson there. That's a ball won back by North Carolina, pressed by Selmir Miscic. One of the many young, budding goal scorers for North Carolina FC. I guess that's one positive of, having so many veteran guys injured early in the season is that, you give a lot of young guys chances to really find themselves, maybe opportunities they wouldn't get with older veterans taking their starting spots. And Miscic is one of those guys who's really developed, even though he had one of those starting roles right at the beginning of the season. Maybe a better example of that would be Cole Frame, number 26 for North Carolina. Maybe wouldn't have gotten so many chances to play had they been more healthy. So although you don't like having all those injuries dealt to you at the beginning of the season, it is nice to be able to get some of those players to develop. And now you've got a less green roster around those older guys who do come in with experience and in a way make you better off now than you would have been at the beginning of the season. But of course, coming at the cost of currently sitting at the bottom of the table. So give and take here as this one gets sent forward. Here's JT Kamara. One-on-one with Phelps. He can do a lot on the ball by himself. Kamara. He's shaking around Phelps, but in the last moment, Phelps gets the last laugh. And then that'll be a foul drawn by Marco Micheletto. Quickly reset by the experienced man for Tormenta, given to Azad Liadi. Gives it forward to Michael. Poked away. Here's Michael again. Wishful thinking there from the striker. Not much to come of it for Damian Loss. Once again, only 157 minutes coming into this game, but he did get his first goal as a pro on Wednesday. It was rather a fortunate set of occurrences. One of the backs for Toronto, Luke Singh. Poor clearance. That or just goes straight to Rodney Michael. But as a striker, it's part of your job to be unforgiving about mistakes that are served by your feet, or in that case, right by his forehead. take any goal you can get. Kamara maybe tried the no-look pass, but instead hits the head official, Meyer Benjamin, and he'll blow the play dead. JT Kamara, definitely an electric guy. Maybe prone to try some fun things like that. North Carolina with a little bit of a spell of possession here. Definitely didn't start off great in the first half in that win against Richmond, as they've given the ball away here. Here come Tormenta running down the pitch. Here's Rodney Michael. He's with Arriaga here. He'll retreat just a little bit. And Luca Meyer-Feltian tries to send this one in, and it'll be a throw-in for Tormenta. They're going to quickly reset this one and try to continue their attack. Benwa will retreat. Luca Meyer-Feltian. His pass is not good. Plucked away by Pearson, and a roll all the way back to Damian Loss. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community. Through the Forever Proud project, the USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forwardforever-proud. There's Peter Pearson. Kamara just cannot quite corral that one in, but it will be won back by North Carolina FC. Arriaga the one stepping in to collect it. Here's a long ball forward, looking for Frame. He's got a great first touch, but the flag will go up. Cole Frame, a guy who is proven to become lethal, especially on those long balls. His first goal was a wonderful one against Chattanooga, but he won't get the chance to strike here. Just the timing not quite right with the back line and the pass. But it was a slow start and a poor start for North Carolina FC in that win last week. Here's Muller. Can he do anything with this ball? And I'll give it back to Obinwa. A reliable source, a reliable player to give the ball back to. Nicoletto giving it to Obinwa. There's some knocking around here right now for Tormenta. This one sent forward to Michael. Michael into the 18, but that's well handled there by Max Flick. Another one of those players who has really proven themselves in this early season for North Carolina FC. Maybe a guy they weren't quite anticipating to have quite the impact that he has had up to this point when they got him. The last player on this roster to be acquired, Max Flick. And we'll get another goal kick for North Carolina here. But John Bradford said last week that the first goal they conceded against Richmond, or I guess the only goal they conceded, was pretty embarrassing in his opinion. And at halftime, he said it was the first time he really dug into these guys in the locker room during the halftime break. And he said that, well, they were responded, and they did really well in coming back out in the second half and showing a better product on the pitch. But he did mention that Richmond were very close to leveling the game at the death, so they have to close games off better. They do have reinforcements now to help them in those second halves. Biati trying to be crafty and get past Malik Hamilton, but luckily the center back has some help from Nelson Martinez. Perez giving it over to Eckenrode. He lays it out to Muller. Stefan Muller able to get past frame. Sends this one inside. Now here's Meyer Feltian. His shot, though, immediately denied by Selmir Miscic. But again, purposeful possession continuing for Tormenta FC here. Good little pass to Liotti. He's surrounded by North Carolina jerseys. He's able to shake off one defender. Crafty striker gives it to Obinwa. He sends this one inside, but only finds the head of Nelson Martinez. And so far, so good as far as defensive efforts are concerned for North Carolina FC, holding steady despite the consistent pressure from Tormenta. It is Saturday night here at Eric Russell Park, and it's also Community Heroes Night. And Tormenta FC is looking to honor first responders with some free admittance, so wonderful little gesture from them. And then the event's also raising funds for Fostering Bullock, which is a foster home in the Statesboro area. As this one's sent forward looking for frame. Can he get to it before Hara? No, he cannot. But I anticipate that won't be the last time that we see that that long ball to frame, because he is really good at tracking those down. I mentioned earlier, had a wonderful goal against Chattanooga where Arriaga sent a long ball to frame. This ball sent over. Here's Rodney Michael with the shot. Tried to go with some acrobatics. And we'll take a look at that one again here in a moment. And here's the ball from Micheletto. It's a wonderful cross from Marco Micheletto, and maybe some traffic there, and I had to tell Luca Meyer-Feltian that I've got it. But sometimes you just got to take a shot and take a volley and hope for the best. These are tough shots to take, but also if you're able to hit them correctly, they're also incredibly difficult to save. And so sometimes you just shoot a flyer like that with the hopes that you do something brilliant. Won't go a little bit too far forward for Arriaga. But Phelps is chased into a corner here, and that'll give the ball back to North Carolina FC in prime position. Phelps does correct himself there, though, and clears it out. North Carolina with a throw-in deep in attacking territory. This ball comes in, it's poked out, and it'll be a corner kick for the away side. Well, it'll be tough to find a goal against some of these guys. Tormenta have got some big bodies there. As a matter of fact, just 3 players, check that, in their starting 11 under 6 feet in height. So definitely a group of guys who can get up in the air and make sure that nothing too dangerous comes of a corner kick. That's a good ball in, though, punched away by Hara. Marco Micheletto will collect it. Now it's Tormenta on the break. Azad Liotti being tracked down by Luis Arriaga. And Liotti, no foul called there. He tried to draw it. And will issue a complaint to the head official, or at least a minor one, showing some frustration. But in the end, nothing will come of it. You hear some of the fans getting involved here. North Carolina continuing to knock the ball around a little bit. Had some spells of promising attacks, both sides. holding their own in this affair up to this point. Can't say there's an overwhelming favorite in this game, up to this point at least. Tormenta going forward once again. Marco Micheletto is again the only player now who has started in every single match for Tormenta, with Nick O'Callahan starting on the bench here today. Pablo Jara had to take a night off, not this past Friday, but the Friday prior to that. Here's Michael. He'll tip it out to Luca Meyer-Feltian. He tries to send this one to the top of the 18 for Micheletto, but he can't find him. And Obinwa will be called for the foul there. Bucci Obinwa, 24-year-old midfielder from Columbus, Ohio, the one guilty of the foul. So you've got win one under your belt if you're North Carolina FC. So how much weight is off the shoulders of John Bradford? Asked him about it, and he said, it's nice to get your first win, of course, but now you have to adopt the, all right, who's next mentality. We can't be content now that we have that win. And he even mentioned that they trained on Saturday, the day after their victory, to keep the momentum going from the victory before having their day off on Sunday. Maybe something you wouldn't have anticipated, but just goes to show that you can't let that one win go to waste and squander it, because you could get right back into a funk again if you go a couple games without a victory or not look so good. As here's Kamara now. JT Kamara, once again one-on-one with Phelps. He sends this one inside, deflected, hits the side netting. That could have been dangerous for Pablo Jara to handle. Luckily, though, that goes off the boot of Curtis Thorne, and not quite a lethal enough deflection to prove dangerous. But that's the kind of ball that can really give a keeper a fit. You can see Jara there almost comically falling down afterwards. It will be a corner for North Carolina, though. Selmir Miscic, the one behind it. This one comes in, and it's knocked away by Liotti. It's been lobbed up into space there. Nelson Blanco Flores, if he was going for a ball back into the 18 or a shot, either way. Well off the mark. Lars Eckenrode. Happy to have him back. Had to take a game off last Wednesday, as in last week, not just a couple days ago. Another member of the team that has made a ton of appearances this year, but will not have that seamless starting record. Here's Liotti into the 18. He gets pushed down. We'll see what the official decides. It's right at the edge of the 18. He's going to say it's not a penalty, but he will give out the yellow here to Max Flick. He'll collect his third of the season. Only to take a look at that one a second time, because that's close. It's a good ball to Liotti. And he does just get a couple hands on Liotti's back and may have clipped his feet as well. Dangerously close to awarding a penalty here. Max Flick, again, getting his third yellow of the season, 27 years old. That yellow card brought to you by Moe's.
A yellow card has been issued to number 4 for North Carolina FC, Max Flick.
And although it's not a penalty kick, it's a good spot for Luca Meyer-Feltian in particular. He's also got Kobe Perez beside him. Maybe a tough angle for a right foot. And this one will go off the wall, serving its purpose. Phelps, though, nods this one in. But doesn't find any Tormenta player. So nothing to come of that free kick and that foul. And that was just by the skin of North Carolina's teeth, not a penalty. So the rule is that if the foul ends inside the 18, it's a pen, as this one gets sent inside looking for, looks like it was Muller, but he can't quite connect with it. And this will be knocked out by Micheletto. It should be a North Carolina throw. That one just grazing by the head of the defender, Stefan Muller. Tormenta continuing to create chances, but haven't quite scared Damian Loss too much. And that'll be a foul by Liotti. Just drew the yellow card a moment ago. Just a bit of a late challenge there on Nelson Martinez, also stepping on his foot. And let's take a look at the foul again. Just another little peek. See him coming in, and just gets on the right foot of Martinez there. I'm going to be a bit painful. Optum Orthopedics and Optum Health System are the official health providers of Tormenta FC. Let's see if Michael can chase this one down. He's able to do so despite North Carolina FC players closing in from both sides of him. 5 minutes to go here in the first half of action. Here's Muller. Able to win this one back from frame. Micheletto, he can put in a good ball. He tries to send that one forward from Michael. Not the worst idea. It doesn't translate to the game, at least not today. Tormenta typically a good team in the first half. Actually trailed for the first time on Wednesday going into halftime after conceding a penalty right at the 45th minute to Toronto. So they'll try to avoid having to face that again and return to their decent ways. A team that's done really well in the first half. Here's Azad Liotti. And I don't know, that might end up being a goal kick, and it will be. Maybe if he tried to just let that one go, it'd been a corner, but you know, in the spur of the moment, you think maybe you could save it and send it in the middle of the 18. Could prove to be better than anything a corner kick could provide you. Here's Nelson Martinez going forward. Finds Cole frame. It's given to Kamara. Faces a little bit of a tug. Tries to chip it across, but cannot connect. And we'll get a foul drawn here by Pekka. Rodney Michael guilty of the foul. Wearing the captain's armband here today, Pekka, the 32-year-old midfielder. When you use the term men amongst boys, I don't know if it was meant to be applied in this capacity, but it's pretty close to the truth. Just a bunch of guys right around 20 years old. With a couple exceptions like Max Flick and Peter Pearson, but Pekka, 32. Definitely a much older, much more experienced player than the majority of guys that North Carolina FC have on this roster. Definitely always helpful to have someone who's seen it all before on the pitch with you. Now here's Martinez. He sends this one inside, flick towards Arriaga. One back by North Carolina. Here's a shot rifled, and this one goes just wide. Not a bad little take there from Nelson Blanco Flores. One of the two fullbacks that have are Nelsons. Take a look at that shot. That one had a lot of pace, just whizzed by the right post. He took a shot earlier, that Sky. That one was much more on target than his first attempt. This ball, maybe a little bit dangerous, but it's able to track by any threats from North Carolina. And here's Muller in the center of the pitch. Liati now. He's moving forward. Azad Liati gives it to Luca Meyer-Feltian. Looking to create one more chance before halftime, but it's carelessly given away. Now here's Kamara, and he will draw a foul right at the center of the pitch. And looks like a yellow card is oncoming for Lars Eckenrode. So we take a look at this one again. Lars Eckenrode. Yeah, just a challenge with the ball nowhere in sight. Just clipping at the shin of JT Kamara. It'll be his 4th yellow card of the season, Lars Eckenrode. It's also the 41st yellow card for Tormenta this season, which is leading the league as we get notice that it's going to be 1 minute of stoppage time presented by Via Media. We get a look at the official there. I think that's about right. Hasn't been a lot of stopping of play. Game's gone by pretty smoothly for the most part. Let's see if North Carolina can craft one more chance before that whistle is blown. Nelson Martinez has some room to work with. He'll switch it over to his left. It's dealt with by Thorne. And there will be the final, or not the final whistle, the first half whistle between these two sides. No goals to separate either of them for the first 45 minutes of action. Both teams have had their share of chances, but nothing too dangerous from either side. So the game is wide open for anybody to take from this point. Pablo Jara hasn't been quite challenged just yet, so he'll go to half. No saves to his name up to this point, but a couple of shots have whizzed just off of target. So after 45 minutes of action, Tormenta have had the better share of chances, but North Carolina has been right behind them. We're going to go to halftime here. We've got some news and notes, halftime highlights, and more coming right here on ESPN+, so do not change the channel.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
At my age, where I'm at now, and my children at their age, what I love about fishing now is the time that I can spend with my children. It's just great to know that when I get into a Silverado, that I don't have to worry about, am I going to make it? Is it going to pull this? There's no doubt, there's no question in my mind. It's going to do everything I need to do. To go spend the quality time that I want to, enjoy that experience, because once it's gone, it's gone. What I love now is being able to watch my children enjoy something that I've loved doing all my life. And we can just enjoy each other. Kyle Durant Chevrolet provides us these experiences that we get to go on as a family.
Hi, I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
It's Scoreless at Halftime, brought to you by Durance Lane. Tormenta Nation season tickets are on sale now. Order your season tickets at tormentafc.com. So, we're about halfway through the season up to this point, and we have had some exciting games, to say the least, up to this point into July of League One action. So we're going to take a look at some of the most exciting finishes in League One play up to this point. So let's take a look at some of the craziest games to date up to this point.
Anything to say about it. Endline in front. We're not going to have that scoreless draw tonight. Micheletto goes ahead with a 1-0 lead for Tormenta.
First one, bottom left corner. Second one, bottom right corner. But here's Chattanooga. Juan Galindrez weaves it side, fires a shot. Galindrez takes the lead again for Chattanooga. He's done it again. Juan Galindrez 2 weeks ago gave the Red Wolves the lead at home, and Galindrez finds it again. Bench for him. This is coming forward. Dietrich into the 18. Jackson Dietrich fires a shot. It sputters around, and it's going to be tapped in. Juan Galindrez, second goal of the game, and his third potential game winner of the season. This man loves drama.
This is played through. Penn! It's loose and it's in! Fort Lauderdale has the lead! It's poked home by Mitchell Curry!
Hi, I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
At my age, where I'm at now, my children at their age, what I love about fishing now is the time that I get to spend with my children. It's just great to know that when I get into a Silverado, that I don't have to worry about, am I going to make it? Is it going to pull this? There's no doubt, there's no question in my mind. It's going to do everything I need to do. To go spend the quality time that I want to, enjoy that experience, because once it's gone, it's gone. What I love now is being able to watch my children enjoy something that I've loved doing all my life. And we can just enjoy each other. Kyle Durant Chevrolet provides us these experiences that we get to go on as a family.
Hey everyone, this is Oscar Jimenez from Louisville City FC.
Hi, my name is Carl Howarth. I currently play for the Indy 11.
What's up everybody? It's Connor Sparrow with the Miami FC.
Josué Soto checking in here. Austin Bold FC.
Hello guys, this is Luis Herrera from El Paso Locomotive. Just wanted to share with you guys my favorite soccer moment, and that will be the day I made my professional debut for El Paso, which is my hometown.
Anderson swings it in. Barry making the run, gets a deflection. He puts it in. Colorado Springs has its lead. And the save from Cardoni. It's there, and Cardoni with a huge save. Beautiful ball through, and that's in.
Brilliant.
And welcome back to halftime here. It's Tormenta versus North Carolina FC. Let's first take a look at the news and notes around the league and what's going on in the USL. First off, the USL Championship reached a huge milestone this past weekend. 10 10,000 goals in total. Meanwhile, some crazy news that happened on Tuesday. John Gallus and FC Tucson have agreed to part ways with each other, which means John Perlman will be taking over the reins. If you kind of want to watch that game in his first matchup as the head coach of Tucson, it'll be tonight at 10 p.m. Meanwhile, JT Camara is on the Team of the Week, and he highlights the Team of the Week as we take a look at the rest of the roster here. No one to be seen for Tormenta from last weekend, but Max Flick and JT Camara make appearances due to their 2 goals from the weekend prior. If you haven't seen JT Camara's goal last week against the Richmond Kickers, the eventual game winner, it was an absolute beauty of a goal. So if you haven't seen it yet, you need to go and watch it. But a well-earned Player of the Week award. Now let's take a look at the upcoming schedule and what's happening around the league. Union Omaha and the Chattanooga Red Wolves tonight at 9 o'clock. So once you're finished with this game, I would recommend heavily to watch that one. It's number 3 against number 1 at Werner Park. Will be a blast to watch. It's the first time in a while that we don't have any games in the middle of the week, like on a Wednesday. Tormenta, all too familiar with those Wednesday affairs. So after the games today, you will get the week off and then get to come back July 9th to watch. So that's about all that's going on in the league at this very moment. Let's go to a break. When we come back, we'll have more halftime content coming for you right here on ESPN+.
From Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children, and we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Why contact a marketing agency?
Is it to see this guy scribble on a whiteboard, or to listen to the ins and outs of marketing?
Or is it to partner with a group of creatives who will connect you to them and grow your brand?
Here, we join with you to push your business to new heights.
It's not about the us, but about the us, and how we can get your brand out there and connect and become their favorite.
We are the planners, doers, designers, and engagers who cut the crap and just make it happen.
We are Davis Creative Group.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System, we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
Welcome back to Halftime, brought to you by Durance Lane. Scoreless between North Carolina FC and Tormenta FC after 45 minutes. Let's take a look at these first half highlights here in just a moment, brought to you by Galactic Comics. Although no goals scored, there's definitely been chances for both sides to take a look at. And we'll take a gander at all of them at this very moment. As you see here, Lars Eckenrode, one of the players who has the ability to score even on the attacking end, despite his ability to sit at the back line where he's supposed to be. But here was an early chance in the game. Marco Nicoletto just, if you ever heard of the term knifing a ball, that's pretty much what he did there, just skying it. And then Phelps's volley just a moment later, a header that just was not quite on target. Tormenta, chances came many and came early in this matchup as the game wore on. North Carolina grew more and more stout despite the fact that Tormenta continually knocked on the door. And then here, Hara, maybe one of the more dangerous opportunities of the half for North Carolina. He was able to punch that ball away to make sure that it stayed scoreless. Then JT Camara rifles a shot here, goes off of Curtis Thorne. That could be the other chance you argue is the most dangerous, because although it wasn't on target, if it was, it would have been a handful for Pablo Hara to deal with. As this one gets crossed in and cleared out And then this rifled shot here that just skied right of the post. Another dangerous chance for North Carolina FC. So both teams have had their opportunities as we take a look at the upcoming schedule for North Carolina FC. Like I mentioned, they're going to Chattanooga the next time they're out. So that's a big game for North Carolina. You'll definitely want to peek at that. But it's a ruthless schedule if you look at it there. Chattanooga, Greenville, Richmond, Greenville, Ford, and Madison. Those are all stout teams who are all currently sitting, or not, sans Richmond, are all sitting in a playoff spot. Greenville and Chattanooga, both of them just with top of the table right now, number 1 and number 3. As we look at North Carolina FC's upcoming schedule, maybe a little more mix in there, not 2 games that they're playing twice, but Greenville's another tough opponent. They're playing them for the 3rd time this season, so they'll be going to Legacy Early College. And the first 2 affairs, John Bradford said that the second game was much better than the first one, so he'll look to make this 3rd one, make it even better than the second, and maybe they can come away with a point or 3. So let's take a look at our first half stats after all of that, brought to you by Your Pie. Tormenta, although didn't have the actual sole possession numbers, they were the ones who definitely had the better hand of the possession in the attacking half. Passed the ball around, and you can see 8 shots right there. That's about the trick right there. North Carolina FC have just had to bunker down and hold on tight and make sure that they don't concede a goal. Even though they've really dominated the possession, or not dominated, but they have the upper hand in the possession numbers. So we take a look at kickoff approaching here for the second half of action. But this is a Tormenta team and a North Carolina FC team that maybe haven't been as great in the second half. So this is a chance for both sides to improve off of that. North Carolina FC, though, of course, last time they were out, scored 2 goals in the second half, came out of the locker room vigorous. And also they have some handy players on the bench who could really come in and make an impact off the bench here in the second half. So no goals after 45, but both teams still have shown they're prone to score in that action and could definitely find the back of the net here in the second 45. As Miscic tries to find Kamara forward early, but this one will make its way all the way back to Hara. Curtis Thorne trying to find Rodney Michael going forward, but the pass is not quite on target. Instead, finds the center back Malik Hamilton. Tormenta trying to follow suit in the success of their second team. Tormenta FC2 in League 2 clinched their spot in the USL2 playoffs last night with a 3-0 win over Asheville City SC on the road. Tormenta love to follow along with that team. They're typically pretty good in USL League 2 at that. Got 2 more games before the playoffs, and they're both on the road, including a matchup on July 9th that closes the season at the Dalton Red Wolves, which is an affiliate of Chattanooga. So another League 1 team that has their foot in the League 2 pool and are developing talent in that capacity. And you've got a bunch of players that are on this Tormenta roster now and around the USL who come from Tormenta FC2, including most recently Rodney Michael, who is, of course, getting his 2nd start of the season and scored on Wednesday. Scored a bunch of goals for Tormenta FC2 and is looking to transfer that over to the League One standard of things. This was given to Micheletto, laid off to Michael. He tries to give it right back to him. Warren back to Phelps, over to his left, looking for Lars Eckenrode. This one sent in for Luca Meyer-Felty, and I feel like the flag's going to go up here, but it's knocked away by Loss. And it's going to get cleared, or not cleared away, but just knocked away for now. The flag didn't go up, though, so that could have been a chance for Luca Meyer-Felty to do something more important with that. Just completely by himself. It's almost hard to believe, but Micheletto and Luca Meyer-Felty just on the same page there and timed it just right. It's great work by Damian Loss to handle that. So we wait for this throw to come in. Tune in to ESPN2 Saturday, July 17th as the USL and ESPN continues with the Mountain Division clash. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC and the new Widener Field step into the national spotlight, welcoming San Antonio FC for a 2 p.m. Eastern matinee. Don't miss a second Saturday, July 17th at 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Already some exciting games over at Widener Field for Colorado, so we'll have to continue that on that day when July 17th when that one goes down. Benoit chips this over to his left. It's well trapped down. And then the flag will go up here. And Stefan Muller. He'll be offside. It's a nice little pass, though, over to him. Some good thinking from Tormenta early on here in the second half of action. Loss's ball floats forward and handled easily. Maybe a push in the back, but we'll see what the ref's call is here. Because I would have sworn that was a North Carolina foul, but it seemed like Micheletto collected it, and maybe you'd want to play advantage, but it'll actually be a North Carolina free kick. So maybe an angle of things that we weren't able to see from over here. That would have painted a better picture of the foul in play. Yachty almost able to step on that one. And that's a well-done tackle by Micheletto. Unfortunately, though, can't keep it in play. It's a pretty picture-perfect slide tackle. Pretty much made no contact with Nelson Martinez. So take a look at it again. Did go through his left leg, but not until after that ball was long gone and cleared away by Micheletto. It's about as clean as you're going to get. Pretty textbook stuff from Marco Micheletto. North Carolina FC looking to make this second half better than the first one, and now they've got the chance to really do something in the second half of games. Talking to John Bradford, he said that we're going to be better in the second half now that we aren't subbing in green kids who haven't seen the professional pitch before. And, I mean, they're just academy kids, and although you love them for their effort and what they can do, obviously it's a lot better when you can bring in guys who have got game experiences, what they've got today. This ball rolls for Colframe, but Pablo Jara is there first. We'll have to keep our eyes out and see those veteran players come off the bench for North Carolina as this game goes on. Not a good touch from Pekka, gives the ball back to Tormenta via a throw-in. Let's see what they can do moving forward. Liati has some room in front of him. He could swing this ball in. He'll hold on to it, though. Liati keeps going forward. His touch is a little heavy, but that ball still bounced around a couple of times. And then he'll be called for the foul there, just getting a little bit too handsy on Peter Pearson. Tormenta off on the right foot. But they still got to make it into that final third to really be dangerous. Not sure what was going on there. I guess it didn't touch Marco Micheletto. Given away. Tormenta now have it once again. Here's Perez. Kobe Perez. Runs into Peter Pearson. Gives it to Micheletto. Tries a little cheeky backflip. Not a backflip, back flick. to Perez. He can't quite connect on it. It's a careless mistake from North Carolina's back line to give the ball away right there. This ball sent forward from Micheletto. He'll try to track it down. But the challenge is not too much for Damian Loss, who will track it and will scoop it into his arms. Despite some players maybe coming in behind him. Some nervy passing here right by their goal for North Carolina FC, but so far they've maintained possession, but they give it away here to Obinwa. Obinwa is able to get past one player, continue to stop and go. Here's Perez, gives it to Micheletto. Micheletto passes this one over to Luca Meyer-Feltian, but it skates just wide for him. Just a little bit too far ahead. Another nice look from Tormenta FC, but that final pass, that connection is not there yet here in the second half of action. Luca Meyer-Feltian, the one running for it. He's got one goal this season. It wasn't in the run of play, though. Of course, just a gorgeous free kick he scored in Statesboro. As this ball's sent forward, looking for Selmir Miscic. It's cleared away by Hara rather precariously. Here's Peter Pearson now. Chased down by Michael. He'll lay it out to his left. Nelson Blanco Flores with the ball. He rifled a shot in the first half. He gives it to Selmir Miscic. Miscic still with it. And he'll give it back to Pearson. North Carolina haven't really held the ball too much in the opposing half here in this second 45 of action thus far. Kamara. He's able to thread that ball through the frame. Cole Frame with the shot, and this one just whizzes wide. It skates across the right netting. That's a nice shot by Cole Frame. So we take a look at this one again. Sneaky little ball from JT Kamara, and Frame looking to sneak it into the frame of the goal, but not to find it this time. But that's a good take and a much more promising look for North Carolina FC than what they posed in the first 10 minutes here. And Pablo Hara still hasn't been asked to make a save in this game, so that 150 mark may have to wait unless things get real wacky here in the last 40 minutes. And if you watch that highlight package of wild finishes in League One up to this point, it's absolutely a possibility. This one headed on to Kamara. Kamara with a lot of space. He's one-on-one with Phelps. He squares it to the top. Here's Cole Frame. Cole Frame gives it to Pekka. Pekka, he tries a shot, but it goes nowhere fast. And now Tormenta on the break. There's a lot of players going forward for Tormenta, but North Carolina is retreating as well. Marco Micheletto. Poor touch there betrays him, and Luis Arriaga can't quite clear it away, but will win a throw-in for the away side. Some good looks from North Carolina here in these past few moments. But Tormenta, there's also be chances for them to counter and punish them when their numbers are forward. So a little bit of back and forth here. Once again, still anyone's game to take up to this point. Arriaga lays it out to Frame. Once again, given away here. Luckily, Pearson's able to do some work, but he will be called for the foul and will be given the yellow for that challenge. Peter Pearson get his second yellow of the season. So we take a look at that challenge once again.
A yellow card has been issued to number 12 for North Carolina FC, Peter Pearson.
I don't know about that one. Peter Pearson indignant about it, but he will go into the books. That yellow card brought to you by Moe's. Peter Pearson once again getting his second of the season, 25 years old, from Virginia Beach. And Azad Liati share a little bit of a laugh, the two parties in that challenge. And we'll see if Tormenta off the set piece can make something happen here. Talking to John Bradford about Tormenta set pieces, he mentioned that they could be tricky and they can set up 1 to 2 dummies, and also they can send a different slew of guys forward. And as I mentioned in the first half, it's a team with a lot of tall players. You see Josh Phelps, number 77, sitting at the top of the 18, 6'4". This ball comes in, headed away by Pearson for now, and then cleared out. It'll be Tormenta ball still. Thorne will set up Liotti in the corner. Not trapped in the spot he's in right now. But that ball is squeezed out to Feltian. Luca Meyer-Feltian still going forward. And this one will go out for a corner kick. Another set piece chance for Tormenta. Ian Cameron said that they've come up with some great designs. That one, definitely not a functional one. JT Kamara will knock it out. He mentioned that it's kind of a running joke among the coaches that the designs are perfect and that it's just the player's final touch that is the problem. So just blaming the players for it. Of course, nothing in the drawing board would ever translate perfectly onto the pitch. And when one does so rather closely, then that's the moment the coach can take a bow. Here's Rodney Michael. And shot will get knocked away, but Tormenta still on the prowl before they get a throw in here. Now it's Micheletto. Giving back to him, Marco Micheletto. A little bit of space for himself. He gets tripped up and will draw the foul right at the top of the 18. A prime spot for Marco Micheletto, Luca Meyer-Feltian, or whoever else to rip off a shot here. There's no one around him. Just a careless mistake from North Carolina FC, but I guess you also don't want to let him take a shot at that very spot. So here's a chance for a player to show off some individual brilliance. But it's a tough shot as well because that's a tight angle that you have to force the ball into. It'll be Kobe Perez, Marco Micheletto, and Luca Meyer-Feltian. They'll be the ones to sit over the ball. Will they take this straight on, or will they try something a little more crafty? You can see Feltian trying to curl it to the right at this point in time. Whistle blows. It will be Meyer-Feltian. His shot does not quite make it over the wall. The barrier serving its purpose, and Tormenta, though, will maintain possession. And so the barrage continues for Tormenta for this last spell of minutes. Well done by Muller to shake out of that double team and get the ball away. Now it's Curtis Thorne. Luca Meyer-Feltian thought about swinging that one in. Micheletto once again. He chips this to the top for Liotti. Liotti is able to keep it down. And he'll give it out wide. And this ball swinging a little bit too high. It's headed back into play, and it's tracked down by Damian Loss. Can't quite find Azad Liotti, the number 9. Damian Loss once again getting his hands on it, 19 years old, has only played one game outside of this one this season. Played against Fort Lauderdale. Had 3 saves, conceded 2 goals in that affair. But you always like to get a young guy between the sticks, especially when you're a team that's really looking to develop some of that young talent, North Carolina FC. And I mean, they proved that a couple weeks ago when they started Holiday. Micheletto gives this one off to Rodney Michael. Can he get this one down? He cannot. That tackle well handled there by Nelson Martinez. Not sure if that went out for a corner or for a deep throw-in. That's well done by him, though. Nelson Martinez is tracking this one down, and that's a good tackle. Well done by him, and it will be another corner kick for Tormenta. This one a little bit low, and it'll be stepped on by Peter Pearson. They could get something in transition here. JT Kamara. Instead, though, will not keep possession of the ball and gives it right back to the home side. Tormenta trying to sniff out a goal here. They continue to attack and attack. And now they'll try the left side. And there's nothing there for them. Now Pekka will move forward. He's got numbers to his right. A feint left and right before giving it to his right. And here's Cole Frame with it now. I think they can just relish in the fact that they've got some possession here after that barrage of attacks. North Carolina FC now. Lose the ball. Tormenta once again have it. And this one will be switched over to Micheletto. Micheletto, that's a great first touch. He's able to keep possession for it. Marco Micheletto. Have to backtrack, but he gives it to his left. Here's a shot from Muller. It's deflected and will go out. And this will be another corner kick for Tormenta. Let's take a look at that shot from Stefan Muller. He's got a goal to his name. You see the big guy wind up, 6'1", and his shot just goes off the legs of Malik Hamilton, and it'll be another corner kick for Tormenta. They have had a handful of those today. Can they finally cash in on one of these set pieces? Luca Meyer-Feltien sends this one in, skates by a couple of people, and I think Liotti will be guilty of pushing down Nelson Martinez there, and it'll be a free kick for North Carolina. On the road, can't watch the match? Turn on SiriusXM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and the brand new USL All Access, featuring Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. SiriusXM FC channel 157 on your SiriusXM radio and the SiriusXM app. It looks like we got a substitution here for Tormenta. It's Christo Strickler who's come into the game. Some careless passing around at the top for North Carolina. We'll let you know who he subbed in for the moment we've got that information. But I would assume it's Assad Liotti because I see Rodney Michael as well as Marco Micheletto. And now I'm reaching confirmation that that is the case. So Christo Strickler in for Azad Liotti, 22-year-old from Columbus, Ohio. Striker still looking for his first goal. And here he is now. Lays it off to Luca Meyer-Feltien. That substitution brought to you by Powerade. Strickler gives it back to Curtis Thorne. He'll lay it over to his left. Now Josh Phelps on the ball. Here's Rodney Michael. He sends it forward for Strickler. He's unable to get a hold of it. And Moss will wait for him to approach him before picking the ball up. A little 1-2 there between Nelson Martinez. And he's going to draw a foul here. Martinez and Arriaga on the back and forth, and Marco Micheletto will be given the yellow card. Marco Micheletto going into the books. There's Martinez now, and just a challenge from behind. Now it's a dangerous challenge from Micheletto. Reckless play will give him his 4th yellow card of the season. And Nelson Martinez is still down on the grass. Can't blame him. That looked like a painful challenge, to say the least. I'm going to hear some fireworks in the background. It is July 3rd. Trainers check in on Nelson Martinez, just 20 years old, from Woodbridge, Virginia. Was last with Loudoun United before making his way over to Cary, North Carolina, to play with North Carolina FC. So one of the players on this team that's young, but is not an academy product from Wake Med Soccer Park. Instead, comes from the DC United Academy and comes over. So picked up by John Bradford, who we see right here. Just trying to make sure that his player is all right. He was in the DC United Academy for 4 years. And he's looking to walk this one off. Has played in every game so far this season and has started in all but one of them. In the one that he didn't start in, he came in rather quickly because Jermaine Martina got hurt. And that was last Friday. And we're going to get some substitutions here soon for North Carolina FC. We've got a big name getting into the pitch soon here for North Carolina, the visitors. But we'll wait to show you once it happens. For now, though, it's a Tormenta free kick. And it looks like JT Kamara is being given a yellow card. It'll be his second of the season. Yellow card brought to you by Moe's. JT Kamara, 2 goals, 3 assists, so a guy who's been electric this season and has proven that he could do some big things. And feast your eyes on it. Number 10 coming into the game. He's coming in for Pekka. It's Nazmi Abadawi. The captain going into the year has not been able to play due to some injuries. And then also Josh Cohen coming into the game for Selmir Miscic. But Nazmi Abadawi, 29 years old, Raleigh, North Carolina native. Making his first appearance in USL League One. He is a big player to this team. And John Bradford was excited to get this guy back. He said that 11 guys have made their pro debut this season, have never played any pro games coming into this year. And he said that Naz has World Cup qualifier experience, MLS experience, USL Championship experience. And he's a leader, too. And so he's had to learn how to lead the team without playing, and he's developed in that regard, just being a vocal guy on the sideline and in practice. So get a look at him now. And now he can come back to the pitch. And to talk about his talents, John Bradford said he's great on the ball and is the kind of guy that just elevates the team and makes everyone on the pitch better. So that's a huge presence. A guy who was meant to be the captain going into this season, just now making his appearance in the 9th game of the season for North Carolina. Just a huge turn of events for them for this next stretch of the season. And we'll see if he can have any immediate impact on this game. Optum Orthopedics and Optum Health System are the official health providers of Tormenta. But despite these big substitutions, Tormenta FC still looking to maintain control of this affair. Couple passes. Strickler gives it over to his left from Muller. He swings this ball in from Luca Meyer-Felty, and his ball is not able to connect with him. Just chopped that one up. That's a big opportunity just whiffed on by the striker, or the winger. That's a big chance for Tormenta they just missed. Christo Strickler has the ball now. This one looking for Strickler off the back heel from Michael. Kamara is not able to collect that pass with his heels. And so this will go back to the home side. Things continuing to sit in the possession of the home team. That one flicked over to Micheletto. And it's going to be a North Carolina throw-in. Rodney Michael been involved a lot in this game and scored his first goal as a professional on Wednesday, and Ian Cameron said that the guy's a good player, and he was knocking on the door of a goal off the bench in his first 2 outings, and then finally scored on his starting debut. He mentioned that we have a team short of goals this year, not short of chances though, and he said that in Rodney we trust we have a player who enjoys being in front of goal and finishing off plays, and that they're glad to have him and hope to develop his game further as he gets used to this system in USL League One play. North Carolina on the attack now. Maybe a wishful ball there, looking for Cole Frame. Here's Luca Meyer-Feltian. He'll switch it over. That's a good ball. Now Muller. Been heavily involved over there on the left side. He's met by Frame, though, so he'll give it back. Nicoletto. He pokes it inside. Strickler tries to square it, but he won't get back the sturdy Malik Hamilton. Kamara able to hold up play here. Al-Badawi lays it out for Cohen. The 2 substitutes connecting. Here's Josh Cohen, still with it. He'll give it back after making some good progression. North Carolina FC with 15 minutes to go. Neither team has scored yet, and neither side have really created anything all too promising here in the second half outside of maybe Luca Meyer-Feltian just chopping up that ball right in front of goal. Let's see if North Carolina can make something here. Malik Hamilton going forward. It's well done to get taken away, and now Nicoletto has a lot of yardage in front of him. Nicoletto moves forward. He's got Michael inside the 18. Nicoletto, his cross is knocked away immediately before the ball is bounced back and forth between teams, and Max Flick has it now for North Carolina. His ball for Al-Badawi will not find him. Actually, that's Josh Cohen. This one chipped forward. Looking for Feltine, who stumbled too, but it wouldn't have reached him anyway. Here's Nicoletto. Threads the Strickler. Now Rodney Michael can't quite bring that one down. Now Thorne trying to shake off Al-Badawi, who frantically waves that it's their ball, but instead, the head official says that it's Tormenta ball, as this one's nearly threaded through to Christoph Strickler. This one's sent forward for Kamara. He's got Frame running wide, and that's a nice ball going forward to him, but just a little too far ahead, and Pablo Jara will come by to scoop it up. The United Soccer League, all 12 League One clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the Unite Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. Tormenta immediately on the attack. Luca Meyer-Feltian. Ball's taken away from him handily there, though, by Nelson Blanco Flores. Here's Perez. Now Rodney Michael. Gives it to Strickler. Strickler with some space. Christo Strickler fires a shot deflected away. Nicoletto could track this one down. Doesn't have a lot of urgency, though, as he runs to it. Nearly got beaten by Arriaga to the ball. And this ball's won back by North Carolina FC. Now going the other way. Nelson Blanco Flores gives it to his right to Kamara. JT Kamara. One-on-one with Josh Phelps once again. Those two have been going at it. Maybe different in stature. Kamara just 5'3", meanwhile Phelps 6'4", so over a whole foot's difference between the two of them, but both athletic in their own right. Josh Cohen. He's not going to be able to get it through several Tormenta players here, and they'll handle with it. This one 34, looking for Strickler. Strickler's taken down inside the 18, and we're going to go to the spot. Christo Strickler draws the penalty on Max Flick, and Tormenta have a chance to take the lead here. Let's take a look at this challenge again. A good ball forward looking for Strickler. And Flick's challenge doesn't make a lot of contact with the ball. And like I said earlier, the foul ends inside the 18. And so we're going to get a pen here for the home side. Getting some pleas from North Carolina FC. Let's take a look at this one again. Initiated before it was inside the 18. And I guess the question is, did that contact continue inside of the 18? Or is the contact over by the time Micheletto is inside the box? But no matter, Micheletto's going to look for his 5th goal of the year. And he'll wind up behind it. The Italian from Roma spent his collegiate soccer days at Akron looking to get 5 goals on the year. Again, the only player who has started every match for Tormenta this season. Marco Micheletto takes up to the spot, and this one's wide. Marco Micheletto squanders the chance to put Tormenta in the lead. Tried to sneak it right inside the right post, but he's overdone it here. A couple more veterans for North Carolina FC coming into the game. Shermaine Martina coming into the matchup. Nick O'Callahan coming in for Tormenta. Robbie Christo, another player who's been hurt, will come in for North Carolina FC, and Raheem Summersall will also find his way onto the pitch. Lots of names, lots of players to keep track of. All these substitutions brought to you by Powerade. Summersall, typically the holding midfielder recently, coming in for Perez. Meanwhile, Robbie Christo and Shermaine Martina, 2 guys who have been hurt for the majority of the season, 2 older guys coming in to try to affect his last spell of the game. This one knocked around a couple of times. This game could be 1-0 in favor of Tormenta, but instead it's still level. And now North Carolina FC are looking to try to make something happen here. Cohen, who's now over on the right side, gives it to Christo before it rolls away. As we start to assess all the substitutions that just happened here. Kamara, Colframe, Stefan Mueller, and Kobe Perez all making their way off the pitch. Here for this final spell of minutes to try to make a difference. Micheletto can't quite bring that one down and lost. Will fall on this one. This one tipped forward looking for Abadawi. He will deflect it off for North Carolina throw-in. Micheletto will take over ball boy duties there for a moment to give the ball to Nelson Martinez. Moss blasts this one forward. Phelps tracks it down. Robbie Christo, the guy who was supposed to be the top of this formation at the beginning of the season, suffered an injury, played the first 2 games. 27 years old, a little more experienced than guys like Cole Frame or Thorne Simpson, who have had the majority of the starts at that spot for the season at least. So a lot more veteran presence coming into this game. Here's Luca Meyer-Feltian. He brings it to the top of the 18, fires a shot, it goes off the head of Mbai, it's in the air, and it's collected by Damian Loss. This one cleared away. Looks like we're going to get another Tormenta substitution coming here in a moment. As Damian Loss looks to redistribute this one. He'll give this one back to Hara. For the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USLW League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer both on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs from across the championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets. The W League is set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to uslwleague.com to learn more. This one sent forward looking for Robbie Cristo, but too far ahead. Those long balls have come quite a few times here today for North Carolina FC, but they just haven't been on the mark. It's a risky touch from Thorne, but he will get it out to, looks like it's Lars Eckenrode. He's swapped sides with Nick O'Callahan. Here's Tormenta once again. Sends this one inside. Slips to Rodney Michael. He cannot quite connect with it, though. Another opportunity missed for Tormenta. Rodney Michael just can't get his foot on the ball. That's another chance. Just missed out by Tormenta. They will get the corner kick, though. And we're going to get another substitution for the home side. Craig McCall coming into the game for Abuchi Benoit. That substitution brought to you by Powerade. McCall making some appearances in these last few games. Has 8 on, or I guess he's made an appearance in every game. 8 games. Hasn't had a start yet, though. Lukemire Feltien's ball comes in. Sails a little bit too high, but that one can get headed back in the middle, and it's volleyed. Well off target, though. Let's take a look at what led to that corner kick here again. It's a good ball swinging in. I don't think Rodney Michael anticipated that ball to come directly to him like it did. It could only hit his shin or his knee. But as a striker, you gotta do better to put that one on target. Nelson Blanco Flores. Not a bad ball to Arriaga, but he couldn't corral it. This ball sent forward. The flag will go up for Strickler, though. And it looks like we're going to get another substitution. North Carolina FC going to sub in another guy who hasn't been able to play this season. Malik Hamilton, 21 years old. Comes from Calgary, Canada. He'll come in for Nelson Martinez. 21-year-old defender, 5'8". Was last with Atletico Ottawa. You know, kind of like for like in the essence that he's going to sub in for a defender that is not a product of the North Carolina FC Academy, but instead comes from the Toronto FC Academy. Acquired him back in February. This substitution brought to you by Powerade. Malik Hamilton. They're excited to get this guy back as well to this roster. Had an Achilles injury that kept him out. Like that injury report at the beginning of the game said, this team is back in full force. And I would imagine as the weeks go on, a lot of these players are going to end up being on the starting sheet as opposed to being on the bench as Rodney Michael tears forward. Michael still with the ball, lays it over to McCall. McCall's ball can't get anywhere but the defender in front of him, and Nelson Blanco Flores knocks it out for Tormenta throw in here. This one actually rolled out for a corner kick. Feltian puts this ball in. Nobody's there for it, though. It's handled by Cristo. Summersall tries to finesse that one down, but instead it's hoofed away. Cohen able to keep this one in play, but then the whistle will blow. So in essence, he didn't keep it in play. We've got a player down here. Looks like Raheem Summersall. Let's take a look at what happened. Just went down after. Not too much contact with Peter Pearson there, but maybe pulled something, but I'm not certain. Raheem Summersall just came in. 23 years old, but 2 days out from his birthday, July 5th. He's able to get back on his feet. Looks like he's nailing his neck. And from what I'm hearing, we're going to get 4 minutes of stoppage time here, so still plenty of time for a team to snag 3 points. And if you watch that halftime package on late game finishes, it's not something too unfamiliar with the League One season so far. He will have to get waved back into the game here. And there it is, 4 minutes of added time, presented by Via Media. Do we have another game with some late game heroics? Tormenta could have the lead here had they capitalize off of a penalty drawn. This one sent inside, can't quite find Summersall. Hamilton in a bit of a dangerous spot. He's able to knock it away. Summersall collects it though. He's doing all right now. Craig McCall lobs this one in. Feltian. It's headed away though. Here's Curtis Thorne. Tormenta have had the better hand of attacking chances. Can they find one into the back of the net? Here's Lars Eckenrode moving it forward. 3 more minutes to go. Micheletto has some work. Sends it forward, can't find Michael. Curtis Thorne. Here's Marco Micheletto now. He slips it to his right to Rodney Michael. Michael with some space. And his swinging ball doesn't do too much swinging and instead spins to the fans in the stand. Chance not capitalize on Rodney Michael. You can see he is upset about that one, missing an opportunity to send that one inside to a lot of Tormenta players who are sitting around waiting for it. But instead, Damian Loss will take this goal kick. That's a good little combination from North Carolina FC. Going down the pitch is Josh Cohen. He gets knocked down. No foul called for the referee. And now Tormenta will attack the other way. Feltian. He will switch the pitch to Micheletto. Micheletto's got some yardage behind him. Micheletto 1-on-1 with Max Flick. He'll give it away. Here's Nick O'Callahan on the left side. He can't do anything with it, so Nazmi Al-Badawi will collect it. Gives it to Cristo. The veteran connection right there. Gives it to Cohen. This is a long ball forward for Cristo. Cristo's able to collect it. Tries to chip it forward, but unfortunately Curtis Thorne is impeding his progress. Well done by the defender there. Now Feltian. That's a good ball forward from Michael. It's going to be collected by Strickler. Strickler is able to get it past Damian Loss. But getting it past Loss is only the first step. He was not able to put it on target. Let's take a look at that opportunity. It's a good ball from Feltian. Just a little too far ahead of Rodney Michael, but Christoph Strickler Just can't quite get the best of both getting past the keeper and putting it on frame. Nazmi Abadawi will take this free kick. Time running out here in Statesboro. Gives it to his right. Malik Hamilton on it. He'll give it right back to him. Two players who have been injured for most of the season. And that ball forward will be nothing. And your final whistle, no team was able to find the back of the net today despite Tormenta taking a trip to the penalty spot. They'll think it's a 3 points missed, but instead they'll share one apiece between the two of them. Both sides fought hard and long in this one, and will both come away with something as we take a look at our man of the match brought to you by Galactic Comics. Josh Phelps, just a sturdy guy throughout the entire game. There are many moments where he was one-on-one with JT Kamara, and I don't know many players who are up to that challenge over and over again, but he handled it each and every time. As we now take a look at the save of the match, brought to you by Mexicali. Pablo Jara, really the only action he had all day, actually comes away with no saves total statistically, but this was probably the biggest moment for him in the match, having to get over his own player to knock it out. Now let's take a look at our play of the match, and it's the story of the match. Christos Strickler gets taken down by Max Flick. He's awarded the penalty. This play of the match brought to you by Bullock Solutions. And then Marco Micheletto is given the chance to give Tormenta 3 points, and he just puts it wide. And Damian Loss, excited about that. He dove in the right direction, but in the end, he didn't need to make a play on the ball. Marco Micheletto unable to put it away. As players congratulate themselves, it was a well-fought effort from both sides. Tormenta may feel disappointed with that, but with that, we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we'll have the final highlights and stats on ESPN+, so do not turn away just yet.
Hi, I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children, and we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
Welcome back for post-game coverage brought to you by Via Media. No goals separate between North Carolina FC and South Georgia Tormenta FC. Tormenta fans, your next game is on July 24th. Be there in person for family night. Order your tickets today at tormentafc.com. Now let's take a look at what happened in this affair, brought to you by Galactic Comics. Throughout the match, Tormenta FC had their share of chances. It started early and it kept going throughout the game. This one, Josh Phelps, our player of the match, not quite able to connect on that, and the chances kept coming. Here was another one, the ball going in, and Lars Eckenrode connecting on that one and actually putting it on frame, but it goes straight into the hands of the keeper, Damian Loss. His second appearance of the season, and didn't have anything severely dangerous challenge him, but he did his work well, and he was able to get his first clean sheet with Tormenta, or with North Carolina FC. And then here's a shot that took a deflection from Curtis Thorne. Could have been dangerous if it was on target, but it's not quite. It hits the left netting. Not too much to come of that one. Still in the second half of action, first half of action, Martinez's ball comes in. It's knocked around a little bit, and then a shot that rockets by the right post. Would have been really hard for Pablo Jara to save that one. But it's not on target, so he doesn't have to worry too much about it. And then this was the moment of the game. Strickler take it down at the top of the 18. Is it a penalty? He gets taken down starting at the top of the 18, but the foul goes into the 18, and then Micheletto, unable to capitalize off of that opportunity, means this game will be level 0-0. But Tormenta kept coming along. This chance huge. Strickler drew the penalty, was able to get it past Damian Loss earlier, but can't quite put it on target. Now let's take a look at your full-time stats brought to you by Your Pie. I think Tormenta of the two is going to go away more disappointed, and the numbers right there show it. 17 shots, but really weren't clinical with them, only one of them being on target. There were a couple of chances where they were right at the 6, and it's scuffed by Rodney Michael or Azad Liadi or someone else. So overall, a disappointing affair. They wanted to be more clinical inside the 18, and they were incapable of doing that. So they have a couple days, actually 11 of them to be exact, to figure that out in practice and try to make it better come 11 days from now when they go to CHI Memorial Stadium against the Chattanooga Red Wolves. It was a great match either way, though. No goals to separate these two sides. For our broadcasting crew, I'm Mark Jones, saying thank you for watching. Until next time on ESPN+, you have been watching North Carolina FC, South Georgia Tormenta FC. It's the first of two affairs between the side. They haven't been able to find a goal, so they'll have to look until next time for it. But once again, so long until next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.